Hello. This is just going to be the art. We are going to do in Psalm 8. And the verse that goes with it is, "The Lord our God, how majestic is your name in all the earth." And we're going to do some moon and stars and possibly some birds in the sky. And I think definitely birds in the sky. Okay, so here we are. We're gonna pick a pretty blue. I'm using my number 10. Okay, so I have 3 brushes out that I'm anticipating using. The number 10 round, the number 4 round, and the number 2 round. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to be using a white crayon because it will give us this resist effect of stars, and I'm going to do it across both pages. So I sharpened this with my sharpener to get a little bit better of a tip. So I'm going to start with the tiny ones, and then as it goes down, they'll get bigger. So I'm just going to make little dots where I think the stars might be. Just put in some stars. I'm probably going to put the moon over here. So I'm going to do some little stars over here, and maybe in here and up here. And I will try to do some stars, little stars. Kind of press, but not so hard that you break the crayon. Okay, and then maybe some will be a little bigger. Maybe there, and maybe there's a little bit bigger one here. Not too big, just a tiny bit bigger. Tiny bit bigger. Tiny bit bigger. So just randomly, just doing these randomly. You can't see this right now, but when you put paint on it, you'll see the magic. So put as many as you want. Okay. And then later, if you don't think you have enough, we can always do a splatter of white paint on top. But this is a fun way to see a resist. So then I'm gonna take my number 10 brush. I'm gonna wet it, load it with water because it carries a lot of water. On the Bible pages, since they're so thin, I put a scrap paper underneath each page that you're gonna paint on. Make sure it's on there. I'm gonna take a color that I like, probably this blue here. I'm going to, it's a little bit watery, but not too much water because you don't want it to be a puddle. So we're going to start at the top of this page and watch. Get a little more color. I'm going to do darker color up at the top here, then over here. And you can see how the crayon is showing up. Okay, so darker up here, I think. Kind of blend that in. And lighter down here. So we're gonna try to blend this down. So we don't want it so dark in the Bible that you can't see your words. That's the way I like it. I like to be able to read. I like to be able to take my Bible into church, and I like to study it. I like to read it, underline. So you're just moving this around. See? kind of quickly. Don't let it dry too much. So if you see, do you see your little stars? They should have shown up. And that is all that. I'm only going to go halfway down the page here. I might go back and pick a little more of this color up here because I got this weird color thing going there. And I rinse my brush just a little bit and blend those edges. You want it to be as smooth as possible. Okay, like that. That's what I want. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. It's just really different on the Bible page as compared to the other page. Now, what you want to do is make yourself a moon. I like those really large moons. I'm thinking the bottom of this would do really nicely. You could use a watercolor pencil to do this. I'm just going to do it like this. I'm going to put it right up here. And I'm going to go around my cup just very lightly. Okay. There. You've got your moon. So then what you want to do is paint around this and try really hard not to get any of that color inside there. So we're going to do the same thing with this side, trying to go around the moon. Okay. Here we go. Around the moon. Coming right. Okay. There you go. Good. I used 2 different blues in mine. It still wasn't dark enough for me. So let's see here. There we go. Let's go around it. I get real quiet when I'm doing something edgy, right on the edge. I'm trying to be really steady. Steady, steady, steady. Okay. Here we go. Around. Perfect. Now, quickly, before this dries, fade it down. Make sure it doesn't dry. Oops, 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 oops. Get some of this in there. See how I'm using 2 different colors? I've got more of a turquoise blue and more of a blue. Maybe it's closer to an indigo blue. But it just depends on how the moon is catching the night. See? And you can blend that also. If it gets too thick over here, I'm just going right down in the center. Look, there's your stars are showing up. Okay, moving right along. And go over here. Ooh, that's dark. I'll just smear it out. Just blend it right in. Uh-oh. With this direction. Okay, I'm using water to just blend it down. Okay. Try not to get a puddle though, because then you've got a mess. My problem here is remembering which one. Okay, so it's this one. The blues are right together and it's making it difficult for me to see. Okay, so I've got down to here. I'm going to do this even, or as even as I can, without letting it dry. Okay, I'm not going to go all the way down. I'm just going to go to there. Okay. Ugh. Smears. I am just using water to like smooth it out a bit. Like see right over here, I've got a smear. Now that won't come out, so I'm gonna have to go over it with something. Here, we'll go over it with this. We'll do a little of this like indigo color on the edge. See if we can't get it to there. See if we can't get all that to smooth in together. Like this. See? And just water I picked up. And I'm gonna smear the water. And I'm almost doing like a little scrubby effect on the edge here because you just want it to fade. Okay. Just want it to fade. Just like that. Maybe a tiny bit more over here. There. That looks good. Now, if you want more stars, mine ended up being bigger because the crayon has a, so these could be the bigger ones, and then we could splatter for the other part. So here, got a little bit on the edge of my moon, but you know what, that's okay, because we're gonna put some, we can get it smoother as we go. It's okay. Going around the edge very carefully, just like that. That looks good. Yay. Okay, and then on your moon, this is fun. This is very fun. Take some, it's at night and the moon is almost white. So what you want is, let's see where my purple is. This purple? Nope, that's green. Maybe this was purple. Is this purple? Oh, sorta. Let's see, is it? Yes, it is. Okay, so you can take black. I'm gonna use purple. Very, very light purple. So, okay. So I have a little bit of purple from my palette. I have a little bit in my brush. And I'm gonna rinse it partly out. Okay, so you can see it on the side of the cup here, that it's very, very light. Use that little bubble of paint, which is really, really light. And you're going to put some little things in here. Just kind of squiggle a little color in there, okay? Some dots, some color, okay? Because it's the moon and it isn't completely white. It has, you know, like when they talk about the man in the moon, this is what they're talking about. Okay. Is it all the little craters and everything you see in the moon? There it is. There you go. And then, of course, we're going to have a little bird. So this is the top part, and we're going to let that dry.